Okay.
How will we
Full
know?
Wi-Fi. Look, 4 bars. Do you know what?
That.
We shouldn't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic everywhere.
That's your time.
Guys, we're live. We're live.
And you are. Welcome. Thanks for hanging in there. We've got puddings to make.
So sorry, everybody. Few Ethernet difficulties. If we cut out, carry on making the pudding without us. It's going to be okay. But yeah, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Roz, and welcome. We are really pleased. Really pleased. We're not doing this on our own. In a garden, round a fire pit. How crazy does this get?
All a little bit random. Okay, hang on. Got a bit of feedback, everyone.
In the meantime. Oh no, we're on a loop. Can you mute that one?
Yeah, hang on. Is this on?
Oh no, this is like pulling it out. I'm so sorry. Should we just crack on with pudding making? Oh dear, this is.
Neil, can you? They can't hear us. Right, can somebody get that door away?
Yeah. I can't shut the doors, Neil.
Inside. I can't go that way then. Is this on?
I tell you what, if anyone's listening, you could go and get your utensils.
Please go and get your utensils.
So the key thing for tonight is a grater and a zester.
You carry on. I'm going to get.
I'll just keep going. So you need some bowls. You should have the bowl with your delicious plumped up fruits that has been soaking for a little while. You're going to need then a bigger bowl. So you're going to need 2 bowls. A bigger bowl to put all your dry stuff in. Key thing, a grater. It's all about the grating and the mixing. You need a wooden spoon.
Keep going.
A wooden spoon and something to squeeze a lemon with. You can just use your hands. It's
just
not a problem.
Like this, guys.
Brilliant. So have a little whiz round. The other thing, to grate your apple, if you haven't already, a little grater. Are they listening to us now?
They are. Actually this working? Is a peeler, though, guys.
Man alive.
I know we're not anybody profesh, but this is a peeler.
Dear. Do you know, the only bonus of doing it like this is that we've got people from America. Would you believe it?
Yes.
I know.
Birmingham, Cornwall. Shout out to Chloe.
Indeed.
Shout out to Charlotte. You better be watching.
Made it to the Midlands as well. Look, we're actually on YouTube.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Okay, with no further ado, let's crack on. You're going to need your big bowl and you need your scales. We're going for dry ingredients straight away. So grab your plain flour. You need 65 grams, Charlie. Come on now. I've got to work hard to keep up time.
Okay, I'm ready.
65 grams in the bowl. Let's go. Okay, thanks so much, Neil.
Technical support.
You're going to need your sugar. If you've already weighed stuff out, you need 100 grams of sugar. It's going to be speed making from now on. You've got yours too.
60 grams of flour.
65, Charlie.
65.
Oh man, this is like not a comedy hour. Sorry, guys. It's fun to do it together, though. That is the whole point. Lovely. You need 100 grams of your sugar. Get that in your big bowl. Marvelous.
Muscovado.
Indeed.
Delightful. Sorry. No faffing.
100 grams of that. What's the next thing coming up? Seamless.
This is all stuck.
Seamless sugar.
Like Blue Peter.
It's worse than Blue Peter. They're professionals. They have auto cues and Wi-Fi.
You can text in at any point. Guess how many layers I've got on. It's quite cold. I know you're all in your kitchens.
Okay, sugar's in, flour's in,
Sugar's
suet's going in. 100 grams of suet.
Other brands of suet are available. Aorta, though. Always makes me think of the heart.
Yeah, that's the.
Apparently it goes all the way down. I learned the other day. Fact for you there. Probably your doctors already know.
Okay, put your 100 grams of suet in your big bowl. Nice.
Weigh
It's all about
first.
the dry ingredients for this little part. Nothing wet, nothing juicy, dry.
Dry as a desert, guys. Feel like how my mouth is now. A bit anxious.
Keep going, Charlie. Keep going.
Just making me think of that bit when Miranda says moist. I quite like that. Moist.
Thank you. I just said they can't see our sparkly tree. Never mind. There are bigger things you'd like to worry about. Okay, the suet's going in 100 grams.
Also looks like worms.
This is where it gets a bit technical.
Maggots.
Baking powder. You need 3/4 of a teaspoon.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever that looks like.
Ali says too fast. Thank you, Ali, for your kind feedback. We also got that feedback live here. We're going to take a little break after we've done our dry ingredients.
For some reason, I thought I was catching up with them.
Yeah, I know.
It's
They
so
haven't
late.
started.
Lovely. Going to have a little sip of my mulled wine. I forgot to say, please get yourself a Christmassy drink.
We've got some in the garden. We're also, the camera may be deceptive, but we are about 2 meters apart.
Yeah, give or take. And
Don't
Charlie's
worry.
up on a crate, so she looks as tall as me.
Because Rosie is massive. Here we go.
It starts to smell really Christmassy soon, once your dry stuff's done.
I like
Lovely.
it nice and raised. So we've
Okay,
put
what are we
quite a
going for
few
next?
in.
So what have you got in there so far?
Good.
We have got recount. We've got flour, 65 grams. We got your sugar, 100 grams. We have suet, 100 grams. I haven't really been dreaming about this or anything.
She has. All she ever texted me about.
And we've got our
She
baking
doesn't care how
powder,
I am anymore.
3/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, followed by 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Stay away, our special guest.
Cinnamon.
There we go. 3/4 of a, or a little kind of.
Fun fact about cinnamon, just while you guys all catch up.
Oh, tell us, Charlie.
Did you know cinnamon comes from the bark of a cinnamon tree, which grew up to 60 foot tall? Didn't have a clue where cinnamon came from. Looks like soil. Thought it grew in the ground. Doesn't. Grows on trees, guys.
Fantastic fact. We've got a long way to
Also-
go to make it to kitchen Saturday or Saturday kitchen.
Also,
Long way.
Ross told me the other day that somebody died when they ate a tablespoon of cinnamon. So don't
Yeah.
do that.
No, the boys told me actually. So
Oh,
it
did
must
they?
be true.
It might be all lies. School
Must be true.
tales.
They try and put like a tablespoon of cinnamon in their mouths, and then they choke, and it burns them.
You never
and
done the cinnamon challenge?
And it goes up their nose.
Yeah, have you never done it?
What, like a tablespoon?
Text him tonight, Roz's phone, if you wanted to do the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
We'll just do a teaspoon so she's not dying.
Okay, I'm not doing with Charlie anymore.
Just put a bit of cinnamon in.
Okay, check. Have we got it all in now? Where are we going? Brilliant. Cinnamon, sugar, flour, suet, baking powder, and now the fun part: grinding your cloves.
Okay,
So,
here we go.
ladies and gentlemen, we are aiming for 1/6 of a teaspoon. I know, crazy. Basically, the tip of a teaspoon amount of ground cloves. If you've got a pestle and mortar, this will take about 2 seconds. And if you haven't, and we haven't, you need a saucer with the back of a spoon. Where you go. This is quite tricky and technical, I have to say. So grind your cloves.
Okay. Do you know what? Sorry. Sorry that you haven't got ground cloves. I bought some for a dear friend who's making a Christmas pudding, but they didn't have any in Tesco.
Nice.
You'll be grinding too.
Grind away. You all up to speed. You've done it. See, we've got a speedy person here. It's faster than you.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Do you think it's the ends that you need?
So you kind of like need a rocking motion on the cloves. It's very technical tonight. Rocking your spoon to grind the
rocking and
cloves. Granny Smith.
Yeah, I know. It's my feet that are
I
cold.
don't understand why this has gone off as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's it all about?
It's gone off.
Don't worry, I know exactly what. Don't worry.
Yeah, we didn't link it soon, do you? That's why.
Oh, save password. If it crashes again.
Oh, man.
Right.
Hang on. Let me
Yeah,
ask
what?
you.
Sainsbury's.
Jill.
We're going again.
Smooth and good. Why did you stand there with the collar?
You're back. It says we're back.
We're back.
Guys.
Hooray. Oh, man and I. Yay! Are we back on this one now? Can you just re-angle it?
Who knows?
That's what we need next.
Oh, do you know
So
what?
That looks better.
Oh, look, my cousin says yay. Chloe, are we there? Can you text me again?
I think we're there. We're there. We're on
We're
this one.
there.
It's nice.
That all gave you a bit of time
Oh.
to catch up on your dry ingredients.
Ladies, dry ingredients is in. So you should have ground cloves by now. You need to chuck that in as well. It's 1/6 of a teaspoon. Just a little scattering in
Yeah.
your dry bowl.
Look at my grinding, guys. You can't really see it. It's a shame.
Just put the little bits in, not the big
Not the
stalky bits.
sticks.
Just a taste of Christmas.
Do you know what? We're
Come
set
on.
up now. We're like plugged in. We're here for the night.
This is it. We're not going away
We're not
again.
going anywhere.
Thanks for your patience.
I know.
everyone.
Sorry. At least you're warm inside.
Right,
Nobody's
pop it
guessed
in.
how many layers I've got on yet. It's not 12.
Okay, ladies, we're
Close.
moving on to your wet bowls now. Dun, dun, dun. You're going to need your big apple and your lemon. And this is where we start. Peeling. You've got to peel your apple, you've got to core it, and then you've got to grate it into your juicy bowl full of fruit.
You're so care
Okay.
ingredients.
So there you go, Charlie. You're on.
Thank you.
You are on. Okay. Actually, I think
Yes.
I think we have some special guests arriving. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yeah. What an entrance.
Ding dong. There's the doorbell. Where's the doorbell?
There's the doorbell. Oh man, here's the doorbell. There we go. There's our special guest. While you're coring and peeling and grating.
Hello, ladies.
Come on over.
Oh, what a pleasure it is to be with you tonight.
Just look up here. This is a webcam.
Hi, lady. A webcam? Oh, back in my day. My name's Edwina Smith, but my friends call me Granny Smith.
Hey!
And it's lovely to be here. For those of you at home, I'm a pudding specialist, advisor to the stars, thank you, such as Mary and Heston, Paul, Jamie, just a
Can't
few.
forget you.
I've written for Good Housekeeping, Bella, Take a Break. And it's lovely to be here. I've been asked to give you a little bit of information about
Just a little
Stir Up
bit.
Days of
She can
Old.
talk.
Anyone that's here, do you know anything about Stir Up Sunday, ladies?
You need to stir something up.
That is correct. Traditionally, Stir Up Sunday started 5 weeks before Christmas.
It's not 5 weeks to go.
Well, the astute of you at home will have realised it's just over 2 weeks till Christmas. But I hear you saying and crying, is it too late? No, dears. No, according to Good Housekeeping, it is not too late. You've got plenty of time. In fact, some say you could even knock one of these Christmas puddings up on Christmas Day and it would taste just as lovely.
Absolutely. That sounds great, Granny.
Um,
Thanks so much.
Would you like to know anything else about
Yes, can I
Stir Up?
have 2 fun facts?
2 fun facts. Traditionally, in a Christmas pudding, there was 13 ingredients. Do you know what
How
that
many?
represented? 13.
Wow.
Disciples.
Disciples and Jesus. There was not 13 disciples, Charlie.
Not an eldest wife here.
And did you know its beginnings go back hundreds of years? Nope, I wasn't alive then. Goes back hundreds of years. And it was originally called plum pudding. But interestingly, there was no plums. That was the Victorian name for raisins.
Raisins.
But
They are just large raisins, plums.
yes, in the 19th...
they're not,
No, they're prunes, dear. Gosh, scraping the barrel with your possessors tonight, aren't you? No! But finally, in the 19th century, Prince Albert, do you remember him?
Yes, Married to Victoria. I love that film.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Young Victoria. It's a great film if nobody's seen it.
He made Christmas puddings fashionable, did you know?
he?
And we can say it remains that to this day, that it's a staple amongst us at Christmas to have a Christmas pudding.
This is the height of fashion, guys. You're
Height
making
of
it.
fashion.
Yeah.
I just got a couple of top tips for you.
Number one.
Number one, you don't need to use just brandy to light your pudding. You could use some spiced rum, highly recommend Alfred Lamb,
Yes.
or maybe some gin or whiskey.
Nathan wouldn't let me take his, so soz, guys. Don't have any of that.
Oh, Nathan.
Oh, Nathan.
If you're going to garnish your pudding, I recommend
Yes.
not using holly because it's highly toxic and flammable.
You might die.
So use some fake foliage, like a fake robin or something like that.
Or some fake eucalyptus that I got on eBay.
Lovely idea, Charlie.
£4.30 though.
Isn't that poisonous?
Very
Fake.
flammable.
Don't eat it.
April's eating it
Um,
today.
And finally,
Yes.
I can recommend you don't put anything metal in your puddings. I've broken 5 teeth over the
Yes.
years. It's quite unnecessary.
Don't think that was all from my money, was it?
I don't know what you mean. I think my bus is going soon. I've got a couple of jokes if you want to hear
Yes!
before I go.
We'd love a joke.
Okay.
Your wig.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Pudding. Putting your shoes on before your train. This is a bad idea.
That's terrible.
Give us another one though. I can hear the crowd
Okay.
shouting.
Why does Santa have 3 gardens?
I don't know.
I
Why
know,
not?
so he can ho ho ho.
Oh.
Well, it's really
One more.
well, yes. It's really time for me to go. Who
One
hides
more.
in the bakery at Christmas?
A robin.
What? A
Oh,
mince
I know
spy.
Oh,
No.
Oh, on that note, I think it's time to go, ladies. All the
Right.
best.
Oh,
Happy
Thanks so much, Granny
Christmas.
Smith.
Thank you. Bye.
thanks.
Bye-bye. So we hope that gave you
Bless
some
Oh,
time.
man, the grating's quite tricky. Look
Yeah.
at this.
I've got a great grater though.
There you
Yours is
go.
as blunt as anything.
Okay, so all the apple goes in with your fruit.
Apple in the wet bowl, guys. In the wet bowl.
I'm doing it in the dry.
Oh,
Oh no, Sarah's in the wet bowl.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Oh no, the wet
It's just
bowl.
all in one.
Okay, the apple's done. We're going to need a bit more time
See you, Granny
for
Smith.
your lemon.
all the
Thanks,
best.
Granny
Happy
Smith.
Christmas.
Peace out.
Thanks for spending all the evening with us.
Yeah,
Sorry
thanks,
to keep
Granny.
you. Okay, zesting a lemon. Is zesting like the verb or the noun? That's what I've been wondering.
Also,
Because the zest
I
is
don't
the
know.
stuff, right? But also you zest it.
you do zest
Right.
it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what it is, guys, does it? She's just got to do it.
Zest the
She
whole
thought I'd be
lemon.
making this as well. This is fun.
Your whole zest in the sticky wet bowl. Nice.
In the wet bowl, not the dry
Okay.
bowl yet.
yeah.
Oh,
I will just, do you know what? Muscovado sugar. Look, we're getting in a different camera now.
You could give that a stir.
Yeah, it's a bit lumpy. If your sugar's a bit lumpy, make sure you bash it about a bit.
All right, it's starting to smell like Christmas with the lemon. What do you think?
And the cinnamon.
And
And
the
it's
cinnamon.
cloves. Our professional eye nearly fell over. Might need to get a extra assistant.
There's no words. There are no words.
I just hope that there's enough people making a pudding the other side of this camera.
Do you know
Do
what?
let
We'd
us
never
know.
get to do this. It would be too well organised at church.
Yeah,
This is just-
exactly. Do you know what? We were
That's how much
reflecting
over.
earlier, weren't we? This is how we were going to start. We
Hey?
can start that way. Who'd have thought we'd be in the garden?
Who'd have thought we'd be in the garden
Making a Christmas pudding
with no internet?
no internet. Guys, I've got 7 layers on. Still a bit cold. My toes are going numb.
Oh dear.
Don't we just love tier 2? It's just
Okay.
great.
Keep zesting. Have you zested?
I'd like to shout out though to
Moderators.
Jen Brooklands, who got a correct answer to the Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
I'll
I
give
hope
you
Joel
that for
posted them on
Yeah.
there while we had our technical difficulties.
Oh, fab.
So,
She
Jen
must-
Brookland, you're dreamy. You got it. If anybody has any more answers while you're not zesting, full-time job apparently.
Yes, seriously. I thought puddings were simple, which is why I was on it. I just remember just mixing it last time. I don't really remember all this stuff.
Yes. So I
Okay,
can't
I
actually
need to
see the
spin up.
chat if there's the other questions on there, but I'm going to read them out. My number. Did you give out your number?
I haven't given out my number. Most people know my number.
Most people know
text
Ross's
me.
number,
Yeah.
or if you know me, text me.
awesome.
Question number 1, dear Jen's already got, so we're not doing that one. Question number 2, one of Santa's reindeer shares its name with a very famous symbol of Valentine's Day. Which reindeer is that?
Well, even I know that one.
What, it took me a while.
I'm
That's why I
bad
put
at
it in.
quizzes, but I know that one.
First one in. I'll let you know.
Okay, I'm cutting my lemon for the juice. It's going in.
Cutting her lemon while
Yeah.
you're all thinking about
Look, check
which
these
of
out.
Santa's reindeers.
This is a posh juice, so this is why only posh implement in the kitchen. In goes the lemon juice. And it's smelling a little
Ali
bit
got
like
Cupid.
Christmas.
Dreamy Ali. Well done. Roz told me that was easy.
It's because I knew it must have been.
If you missed it earlier, Roz is using an actual juicer, but you can just go like this,
Yeah,
as
you
she
can
showed
just
me
squeeze
earlier.
it, exactly. You can
Yeah.
squeeze it and just,
Just squeeze it.
pop away. There we go.
Question number 3.
Okay.
What did my true love get me on the 9th day of Christmas? On the 9th day of Christmas, my
Ooh.
true love gave to me
9.
9.
Oh, 7 swans are swimming. 8 lords are leaping.
Oh,
Come on, first one in.
It's 9.
No, don't give
Oh, I know what it is.
Guys, Ruth James, you got it correct as well. You were second though. Come on, first one.
9.
9. Something. Ladies dancing,
Yeah.
Chloe Bartlett. You're still in my phone. That's not your name anymore though, Chloe Clayson. Congratulations on the wedding and all that.
Thanks for keeping us going out there, guys.
I know. Do you know what? A bit of
Moral
interaction
support.
is
Yeah,
joyful.
absolutely. Okay, so you should be stirring in your apple grated and your lemon juiced and zested into those delicious plump sultanas.
If
and
you'd
stuff.
like, Roz is using a child spoon. But if you'd like to use a normal adult size spoon, that's also okay.
Comes up. There we go. Where's the challenge in that, Charlie? I mean, that's
Exactly.
just way too straightforward. Okay,
Can I use
think
my
you should be
hands
up to
because
that.
this sugar's just really
Okay, we're going to move on to some more wet ingredients. We're going to go for 2 eggs. Do you want to do the eggs?
Yeah, I haven't really done a lot around
There
here.
we go. You're entertaining us, Charlie. Eggs in the bowl. There we go. Let's do 1 each. Let's get it in.
They're going in the wet bowl, guys.
Oh gosh, yeah, they are.
What
Straight
came
in.
first, the chicken or the egg? Eliza thinks the chicken. I think that too, actually. No?
Seriously. Okay, what's this? Oh, the honey. The honey's fun because they say 35 grams. Yeah, and I was thinking, not really worth getting your scales dirty for that, is it?
I think
35
it
grams.
is.
I think you're thinking.
If anyone knows me, they'll know I'm a very precise baker.
So I reckon like a teaspoon, medical spoon, 5 mils. There's 7 lots of them. So like 1, 2, 3. Can anyone see?
No.
4.
Might move it
I
down a
reckon
bit.
7 squeezes. 5. Like 6. You want 35 grams? Like seriously? How do you measure honey?
Who measures it? Just pour it in.
Lovely. In your wet bowl, and we're stirring those eggs in. Oh, that is good.
Oh, Ali says, where did the lemon juice? Ali,
In
the
the wet
lemon juice
bowl.
goes in the wet bowl. You need to juice a whole lemon into your wet bowl.
Lovely.
It smells very much like
Oh,
Christmas
it does
here.
now. It's nice.
I think we need to do a recap though for our viewers at home. I'm just going to do a little recap.
Come on.
So you should have in a dry bowl, a large bowl. You should have
that
your
smells good.
flour, your suet, your baking powder, your muscovado sugar,
Cinnamon.
cinnamon.
It's like the
and
generation game.
cloves.
And cloves. And baking powder.
Said that.
Okay. Yeah, that's all in. Okay. And then in a wet bowl,
Number 2, wet bowl here. Hold it up so all our lovely viewers can see.
comme ça. We have plumped up fruits,
Soaked in brandy.
grated apple, zested lemon and lemon juice, eggs and honey. There you go. It's like a memory
Yeah, I
test.
know it
Look,
is.
me. Okay. Last thing for your wet bowl are your chopped cherries. Now, on our ingredients list, it said cherries, 50 grams of cherries, 50 grams of prunes. We love cherries in our house, so we've just gone 100 grams of cherries.
See,
So at
we
this
love
point-
prunes.
Do you, Soz? Well, I was on the ingredients.
Yeah, I know.
So you're basically putting 100 grams of sticky fruit in, either cherries or prunes or total cherries. So you need to start
Or
chopping them up.
apricots, if you want. Cranberries.
Yeah, we didn't put that.
No, we didn't, but you know,
Yeah.
if you're lacking ingredients, guys.
Okay, you need 100
Don't even
grams of
worry.
these. Chopped.
Hey,
Nice.
100 grams.
That's looking a bit wet, I have to say, in my wet bowl. It's quite wet.
Yeah. Well, did
Is
you
that the
leave
plan?
your?
Yeah.
Here's a wet bowl.
Yeah.
Did you
Okay.
leave your brandy in?
Yes, you're supposed to leave it all in.
Supposed to leave it all in.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone. Just so
Yeah,
you know.
it should have kind of oozed in. Maybe mine didn't quite have 24 hours. Oh, look, you've got prunes and cherries. Well done. you.
Yeah.
Okay, so be chopping your cherries, Charlie.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Chopping
Sorry.
the cherries.
Got a bit distracted there, guys. Getting some feedback. It's really helpful. Hope we're going
it's-
slow enough now.
It smells lemony. It's nice. I hope it's wafting through your kitchens. It's kind of a bit bonfire.
Yeah. I hope you guys are really warm.
Yeah. It feels like bonfire night, but that's cool. With Christmas pudding kind of
Absolutely. Right.
Okay.
I can't get my cherries out.
chopping cherries. There we go. You need 100 grams of those.
Grams of cherries.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do another question.
We're nearly
Number
there.
4.
I've got some good questions on yours. Go on then.
No, here you go. Yeah, while
Is
I
it
while I
questions
chop
or
my cherries.
answers?
Number 4. No, we've done up to number 3.
Okay. Here we go then. So Christmas quiz. What is the best selling Christmas song ever?
Ever.
Ever.
Ever, ever,
I think
ever.
Barney's texting in now.
Oh, come on,
The
Barnes.
best selling Christmas song ever.
Do you know what? There's a private viewing gallery here. It's going down really well.
Should be
Our audience are
charging.
loving it.
But they're not making it.
They're throwing things at us.
They're not. Oh.
Okay, what's the best? Oh, look, we've got a post. What is it?
We have. Is that the correct answer? Ruth James, I'm just checking.
Yeah, my phone's not letting me into my phone.
Is that because your hands are too cold?
There we go. Let's see.
Yes, Ruth James. It is White Christmas.
She's all over the Christmas quiz. Fab. Okay, let's just squeeze in another one while you're chopping cherries and prunes.
Chopping
Highest grossing
cherries.
Christmas film of all time.
Ooh.
Home Alone. Barney got it. Yay, first one.
Yeah, that doesn't count. They're 20 seconds
Yeah, it does.
delayed.
We're moving on now.
No,
Yeah.
do you know what? Is this 100 already? Where am I going to chop them?
Yeah, just chop
In
them
the
in
hand?
then. Yeah, just chop them in. That's fine. They're halved. Halved is
Do you know what?
chopped.
I thought
Brilliant.
just put it down a bit so you can see the ingredients.
The camera.
You got your
We
arms
had
long
this so set up and it's
enough. I
never
know.
mind.
Do you know
Never
what?
mind.
Keeps us humble. Who
Okay.
knew?
Lovely. Have you got any pictures to share with us at this stage?
Well, yeah. What are you looking like? Send it to me or Raj. You've all got our numbers.
Okay.
If
We are
not, mine
heading-
is 07890 723 715. Use it very carefully. I look a bit threatening with a knife. Sorry.
I think you need to catch up. Come on, the cherries need to go in because we're back to a dry bowl. This is the hardest bit of today, but one of my lovely friends has already done this. She's so prepared. We need 100 grams
Got a
of grated
photo.
breadcrumbs.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that takes a little while, ladies. So, no expense spared. We've got another special guest with us this evening, and she's going to give us a little talk. So, Sarah, also from our church at Christchurch.
Right, you need to do the camera.
I will do the camera.
Okay,
I'm just
great.
introducing her.
Sorry.
You need to be chopping. So Sarah's going to give us a little thought for the day on Christmas. We love making puddings, but at Christchurch, we think there are more important things going on, even the Christmas puddings.
I know.
I'm
Who
going to
can
adjust the
believe it?
camera and hand over to Sarah
Cool.
while you grate your breadcrumbs. You need 100 grams. It takes a little while. Go for it.
About 3 or 4 slices of bread. I found out on my weighing scales.
Okay.
4 if you're excluding
Right.
There we go. Lovely.
Am I there?
You're
there,
Hi,
you're
everyone. Hiya. This is really surreal, isn't it? We're sitting here in a cold garden doing pudding night on Zoom. As I'm sorry, it's cheesy, but who would have thought it? But Christmas is often a poignant time, isn't it? A time of emotion. And this year, even more so, a time of grief, fear, frustration, anger, a time of living in the shadow of death. We're grieving the thousands who have died from COVID-19. We're also feeling the loss of relationships, contact, freedom, normality. I don't know about you, but I feel thrown around by constant change, confusion over what we can and cannot do. It just feels a time of darkness in so many ways. And there are so many things to be afraid of. Catching the virus, having to suddenly isolate, loneliness, job loss, the judgment of others on our choices and actions, running out of supplies, the shadow of death. We find ourselves with a government that suddenly directs our lives and restricts them more than we've ever known, in a country which is about to break away from Europe to a very uncertain future. And we're arguing with each other, we're confused, and there are just so many things to be afraid, so little peace, so much division. I don't know whether you have ever managed to read the account of the first Christmas in the book of Luke for yourself, but I find I'm reading it this year with new eyes. Luke was a doctor who lived about the time of Jesus, and he says he wanted to make a really clear record of what happened. So he talked to eyewitnesses and he wrote it down logically. And he starts off his book by telling us about a couple who live in the hill country of Israel about 2,000 years ago, and their names are Zechariah and Elizabeth. Their land was under Roman occupation. They didn't have freedom to do and say what they wanted. Taxes were heavy, punishments were very harsh, and the king, appointed by the Romans, called Herod, was cruel and merciless. It was a land under the shadow of death. Zechariah and Elizabeth did fear God. They worshipped him. Zechariah was a priest, but oh, they had a deep sadness. Luke tells us that they were childless because Elizabeth was unable to conceive, and they were both very old. When you read this opening, it just, to me, echoes with our life now. It feels like they're just getting on, keeping their heads down, one foot in front of the other, very ordinary. They knew that God had promised to send a forever king to rescue his people, but that promise had been made so long ago. And then Zechariah has one of those really, really rare experiences, and he is absolutely terrified. An angel of the Lord is sent to him. The angel calls him by name, and the angel says that his wife Elizabeth is going to have a son, and they've got to call him John. This is happy news. But the angel says more. This John, this baby, will be special. God will be with him, and he will get people ready for the promised king. You'd think Zechariah would be so excited. Finally, a baby, and he doesn't just get a gender reveal from the angel, he gets the name and the career path for his baby. What more could you want? But Zechariah is completely stuck. He cannot get it. He will not believe it. How can I be sure? I'm an old man and my wife is well on in years, he says to the angel. And the angel says, I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and tell you this good news. And now you are not going to speak a word until the baby's been born, because you did not believe my word, which will come true at the right time. And from that moment on, he can't speak until the day his son is born. He has 9 months to stew on it, to ponder, only able to communicate by writing. That reminds me of times in lockdown when I couldn't see people, and I found myself thinking, what will I say when I see people? And I'd plan all the things and the wonderful greetings. And then if you're like me, when you actually saw somebody, you'd say something stupid like, can't believe it's like this again, or, oh, hello. And it was all very mundane and boring. Well, 9 months later, Elizabeth did give birth to a son, and Zechariah wrote down that the baby's name was John, just as the angel says. And Luke tells us that at that moment, immediately his mouth was opened and his tongue was set free, and he began to speak, praising God. The first thing he did was to praise God, to say how wonderful God is. He had seen with his own eyes that God will do exactly what he says. And with God's help, his joy just poured out. Zechariah said that God had come to save his people, to rescue them, just as he promised. And Zechariah delighted that his son was going to have the role of getting people ready for God. All those years of waiting were over. He says, because of God's tender mercy, the morning light from heaven is about to break upon us, to give light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, and guide us into the path of peace. What words of hope. Oh, when we know we're the ones sitting in darkness, how we long for that clear morning light of certainty and for hope, of joy, of peace, of life. In our muddle and our confusion, how we need someone to lead us out of the shadow of death and into the path of life. And Zechariah is pointing not just to his son, but to the one who said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Zechariah is pointing to Jesus. Jesus who said, come to me, all you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. This Christmas, we are living under the shadow of death, in darkness, and in the shadow of being separated from God. But we'd love to invite you to find out more about this Jesus, the light of the world, this clear morning light who has come to lead his people into paths of life and hope forevermore. So I'm going to hand back to Ros and Charlie, but we'd love to tell you more.
Thanks so much, Sarah. We're just getting our new camera shot. Marvellous.
Are we there?
I think we're there. Maybe up a little.
Up a little bit.
Sorry, I'm so tall.
Yeah, wowzers.
We would love to invite you to something in the new year. We run at church most weeks a Christianity Explored course where you can come and ask your questions. There's no question that you can't ask, and you can come and find out a bit more about Jesus and his bold claim to bring lightness into our dark world. So whoever's invited you, or if you've just managed to come along this evening and watch us, we're at Christchurch, Haywards Heath. Just send us an email at ask@cchh, and we'll get back to you. And in the new year, we can run a course.
Can I say one more
Yeah,
thing?
go for it. I'm going to stoke the fire.
Oh boy,
This is
I
really-
forgot to say, I've got a load of copies of these. If you were at Tots last Christmas, you got given one of those. I've got loads of them. If you want one, I should tell you what it is, shouldn't I? It's just this book that Luke wrote that tells you about Jesus. So if you'd like a copy, we can post one to you or drop it round. Message one of the girls, tell the person who invited you, and we'll get one to you.
Fabulous. Okay, we're nearly there. Well done.
We need a little recap. Some
Keeping
people
with
are
us.
a little behind.
Oh, do they? Is that what they're saying? Fab.
But that's absolutely fine.
Brilliant. Good to have feedback. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
In our dry bowl.
Dry bowl.
Okay. I have now grated 100 grams of breadcrumbs straight into the dry
Or all
bowl.
bran. Some people are using.
There's some lumps. The quality control is not so
Yeah.
good.
Oh my goodness! Look at
Yeah,
this.
seriously.
Might as well put a bit of toast in there.
That is the trickiest bit of this. Ooh. So this is your dry bowl. You should have now put all your ingredients. You should use them all up basically. So you've got your bread grated in there. You've got your flour, your sugar. You've got your baking powder. You've got your crushed and ground up cloves.
Well
You've got
done,
your
you grinders.
cinnamon. Okay, so all of that's in your dry bowl, and then in your wet bowl, you should have your fruit that you've had soaking. You've got your cherries or your prunes or both.
Apricots, cranberries,
You've got your apple grated. You've
Pineapple.
got your lemon.
pineapple.
No pineapple. That shouldn't be allowed. Seriously, Christmas pudding. It's not like
How they have it in
tropical.
Hawaii.
No, no. So draw the line at pineapple. It's not allowed in. You need to get that out of the wet bowl, and you need to put in eggs and honey. So basically, you should have used up all your ingredients by now. Okay. So give both bowls a really good mix, so everything is kind of distributed.
We're not going to stir them yet because Ross clearly hasn't done this breadcrumbs properly. Look at it.
But we need to crack on. We've been here for nearly an hour, and you guys have been patient with us. It should smell really Christmassy and lovely. This is what I do really like about Christmas pudding. Okay, big old stir, and then the wet stuff basically gets shoved in to the dry stuff. It's as simple as that. That's why I'm on puddings. There's literally no
Hang on.
skill involved.
Hang on, just let me grind this a little bit more.
Okay, that's fine. The bread will just kind of melt into the suet and the juice.
Got like whole slices in here. It's like an extra layer in the middle she wants to put in.
It's a surprise pudding.
You wouldn't see it, you can't miss it.
I'm so excited to got to the end part. Give it a good stir. If you've combined already, just start stirring. That's obviously the whole thing of stir it up Sunday. Did we talk about that being the Sunday before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we did that. Oh yeah, sorry.
Didn't you have some other facts? And then later.
I have. I'm going to do them now. So
Oh.
while you're stirring your pudding, it's going to need a good old stir around. Traditionally, which way do we stir our puddings? Is it east to west, west to east, or it doesn't matter? It's the sixpence. That's for luck. What do we reckon? East to west, west to east.
You told me earlier, but I can't remember. West to east?
There is a connection to the Christmas story. There's a little clue there.
Oh,
Well, I thought there were 13 disciples, so
Well,
I reckon I've got it.
Barney's got his hand up inside. You got to
he's
text
got
me,
his
Barney.
hand up like this, everybody.
Yeah, you got to
That's what you
text
do at
in the
school.
answers. That's how we run it at home. Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
So yeah.
Okay, east to west, west to east. It's really 50-50 because it's not about the sixpence.
My Katura says east to west.
It is east to west because
Yes, Ruth James, east to west.
Wise men.
wise men. That
The
was the
wise
direction
men.
of travel from east to west. So I think that's
Katura says kings, but
anti-clockwise.
we'll let you have that one.
Yeah, wise men.
Never
Maybe
knew that.
Okay. Oh, you've already done this one about why plum pudding was called plum pudding, even though there were no plums in it. The
Yeah,
plums,
Granny Smith stole our content.
they represent raisins. Here's a good one though. Okay. Christmas pudding is thought
Get
to
ready.
have its roots in a medieval dish called plum pottage. But what exactly was it? Was it A, a type of porridge made from oats, raisins, and festive spices?
Oh, that sounds nice.
Was it B, a stew that included fruit, meat, and vegetables? Interesting. Or was it C, a fruit sponge that was enjoyed by the rich, the only people who could afford such expensive
Oh, yeah.
fruits?
It's got to be the rich.
What do you reckon?
Surely.
You reckon the rich? My
Yeah.
guests here are saying rich.
I
I'm
reckon
saying
the
rich. Let's
middle
know what you
one.
think, mate.
I reckon it
Oh,
had
Sarah's
meat
going
in it.
middle one, the stew.
Mince meat.
A stew. So it's a porridge, a stew, or a
Or
fruit,
fruit
sponge.
A sponger.
Oh,
Hang on. Get my sugar off.
Okay.
Katura says porridge.
Not porridge. 50-50 on stew or fruit sponger. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put you out of your misery. It was a stew back in medieval times. They chucked it all in. Okay.
Prunes. Prunes and beef is
well,
nice.
it's like a
though.
tagine.
Yeah, I
I know.
suppose. Yeah, true. When you think of it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
I don't
Maybe
like
you can
pineapple
do
with
it.
sweet stuff.
I think I'm a bit conservative on having vegetables mixed with fruit. Okay, here's a really quick one. We're still stirring. Who serves up the pudding in the Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol? Is it A, Scrooge, B, Tiny Tim, or C, Mrs. Cratchit?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't watched that film in so
What do you reckon,
long.
ladies? It's not going to be Scrooge, is it?
Stirs up the Christmas pudding. I can see
Serves
the
up.
answers now. So.
Yeah, serves up.
No way.
Right.
It's a shocking answer, guys.
I'm going to just move this thing along. It is Mrs. Cratchit. How are you
Tiny
doing with our
Tim.
stir up?
Someone says Tiny Tim.
No, it's not poor old Tiny Tim. We didn't get.
Thank you so much for texting. I'm sorry I don't have your number.
You didn't get a look in.
088. Oh,
It's our little
do you know what?
cheeky
It's
friends
our
here.
fan base here. Guys, gonna make me blush.
Okay, last question, and then we're going to wrap it up for this evening. I hope you've given that really good stir.
Oh,
Charlie, we are well lagging. Like
Here,
in
do you want to use
so
mine?
ways. We
No,
are
no,
like,
no.
we've lagged and all sorts. Well done for bearing with. This is the last one. This is just so disgusting. A key ingredient in our Christmas pudding is the suet.
It's basically made of like sheep's guts, isn't it?
Okay, don't give the answer away.
Oh, is it actually?
Because it says where in the animal.
Oh.
Bearing in mind we did use vegetarian, but I just thought this was fascinating. Where in the animal does beef suet come from? Sorry, is it the rump, the thigh, or around the loins and the kidneys?
Oh.
And it's a revolting thought, which is why we use vegetarian suet in a Christmas pudding. Is it rump, thigh, or loins and kidneys?
Loins with your grinding.
It is. It's
your-
loins and kidneys. I used to really like stinking puddings. I with that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. You should now have a stirred up pudding. We just need to tell you the really important things about what you now do with it. Charlie,
Yes, we do. Which is.
such an expert.
Well, no, do you know what? I am going to email you all tomorrow the steaming information, but I will tell you now as well. Which is.
And you know what? You should put it in a smaller bowl now. So get it out of your big bowl and put it into a smaller bowl because you've got to steam it. Yeah. So probably more back into the one that you had your fruit in. Chuck it back in there.
Yeah. Or, as we're doing, you can put it in two smaller bowls.
Two smaller
if you
bowls.
want smaller puddings.
Or to give one away.
Give one away.
Homemade
Good
pudding,
idea.
all the rage. There we
It
go.
is. I'm sure you'll have all done it like COVID safe and all that jobby, so you'll be fine.
Right, steaming.
Right,
Go for it.
steaming.
This has to happen ASAP, like tonight or tomorrow.
Not tonight, it's all right. It might need to go to bed. I do. So for tomorrow, you need to cover your pudding with some foil, like so.
Okay.
You then need to tie some string around it. This is very important. You need string around it
Or a shoelace.
or a shoelace.
We have a lot of them around here.
Like this, but you also need to make a little handle because you need to be able to get it in and out of your boiling water. Top tip. Good housekeeping, thank you. Okay, So then you need to put it in a saucepan that's bigger than your pan. You need to make sure you keep it topped up. Many of us watching, many of us here have not topped up our pans, and it is all molded together. But you know what? It still tasted all right if you scraped it out and didn't mind. So, but to make sure that doesn't happen, you've got to keep it topped up. You need to steam it for about 4 to 5 hours. So just make sure your cooker's by a window.
Yeah, it's a good chance for a sauna.
Yeah, good chance for a sauna, but it tastes amazing, so don't even worry about it. And then you need to, is this your top tip?
Well, my top tip is like cover it up, shove it under the bed. If it's dark, apparently, I don't know, the scientists among you will know why. It matures better. So for the next 2 weeks, pop it under your bed, forget about it, make sure it's not near a dog, and then bring it out on Christmas Day.
Rewrap in foil. Well, this says steam again for 2 hours, but no, put it for 5 minutes in the microwave.
5 minutes in the microwave. Heat it up.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Heat it up.
And then
Have
if
a bit
you
of
want to
brandy
be
custard, or you can have your brandy cream with it.
Yeah, we were going to
brandy butter. Creamy.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this is going to work, but we're going to light it up if we can. Shall we
Yes,
give it a
this
go?
is the other thing you must do.
One we prepared earlier. Okay.
There we go.
Can you see my
Do you want
pudding?
the match?
Well, you're supposed to heat it up, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Heat the brandy up.
We're just heating the brandy. Here's a very regular shaped Christmas pudding. Clearly not handmade by
It's
any
an
of you guys.
excuse or one.
Thank you for your photos. I'm going to see in a minute if I can share them just when we've done a bit of flame event.
Oh, it's going in my eyes.
We have a fire pit over here trying to keep us warm. So, oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Charlotte,
you
yours
dropped
is
some on
looking
it.
there we
great.
go. It's working.
Ali,
Very
you've
nice.
texted me in too, and thank you, Ruth.
Oh.
They're looking beautiful. I'm going to see if I can
Spin it off.
show you them.
Okay, where's the pudding?
Oh, I've got a question. Oh, yeah, give you the pudding. You're not done there. Can they leave it in the fridge overnight?
Put it on and then light it.
Can they leave it in the fridge
Mark's
overnight?
coming.
What'd you say? Nah, just leave it on the side. I don't think it needs to go in the fridge. It's got nothing in that's fridge worthy. So just leave it out. That's fine. Now, somebody would like to see how wet my bowl is. Never been asked that before. Not an inappropriate question at a pudding night, thankfully. So, guys, this is how wet my bowl is. Can you see that? Still a bit of
Mildly moist.
Yeah, I think it's sticky.
moist.
It
It's
should be
like-
moist, yeah.
It's not got loads of liquid in
That's
it.
it.
Can you see
That's
that? One of my friends yesterday called this dragon breath for the kids, and I thought that was quite fun.
That's what I used to say.
I never knew that.
I know, look, that's a fun
That's
one.
really
I'll try.
fun. She's a fun mum.
Do you think that's it? Do you think that's all right?
Oh look, I haven't even
Still
stirred
got
mine
it here.
properly. It's still got flour on the bottom.
It's sort of like in the
Do you need to grease the bowl before you put it in?
No, you can do. Yeah.
There's a greasing bowl conversation going on just to my right here. You don't need to grease the bowl. It should just fall out.
Got plenty of fat in it,
It's got
hasn't it?
plenty of fat in it. All those sheep loins.
No, we went veggie.
She's
Oh.
not a veggie. She's got the sheep loin.
You do. Is that a light yet?
I think that looks.
Do you know what? I've never heated it up. I don't know about
Chicken.
you guys at home. When I've set a pudding on fire, I've never heated it up.
Checking it will go.
It's just
Yeah,
coming.
it's steaming. Look in front of the camera. Oh no. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going.
It was such a good idea.
Oh no, it's not lighting up.
When you light your pudding at home, everybody,
You're
make sure you don't do it outside because it's quite windy.
Yeah, I think you need to heat the brandy first, chuck it on, light it up. And do you know what, guys? When you light up your pudding for Christmas Day, then think about what Sarah was chatting about today. That as Christians, we really remember that Jesus came to give us light and understanding in a really dark world. So thanks so much for joining us, for bearing with us. Sorry about all the techie issues. We really hope you have a lovely Christmas Day, however you celebrate this year, and hope you enjoy your puddings. Let us know. Lovely. I think that's it. Text us offline if you've got any more questions. Thanks for being a part of this. This would have been weird if you weren't there too. Cool.
Look, I'm just screen sharing. Can you see some puddings here? I can't
Oh,
remember whose they
wow.
are, but
Oh, good
Charlotte,
job.
Ali, and
Good
Ruth, who
job.
sent me in some lovely photos. I can't
Ah.
quite remember.
Oh, I
whose
can
this
smell
is,
it. It looks amazing.
But thank you.
I'm just going to get ready for the final. Maybe it will light up.
Oh, it was.
Just
Is
gonna...
it lit?
Right, right.
Oh,
Okay,
the lighting.
You did it inside, didn't it? Never mind.
Oh,
I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
you what?
I think that's it, isn't
I
it?
think that is it.
Pudding's made. Instructions for
Oh,
steaming.
Oh no.
Practice lighting up before your grand entrance on Christmas morning. Christmas lunchtime.
Got another
Fabulous.
question. Do the two smaller ones need 4 to 5 hours still?
No, that's a brilliant question.
Brilliant question, Ruth.
They
Thank
need
you.
2 to 3. There's something
This
this size. Yeah, 2 to
Can you
3
see?
hours.
It's like my hand size.
But something this
My face
size,
size.
5 hours.
Roz's
Face
face size.
Nice. Fun times. Brilliant.
Right.
Good
That's
questions. Yeah, thanks. Enjoy your Christmas puddings. The end.
Don't look there. Guys, thank you. Peace out.
Stalkers.
Stop.
Yeah.